Hi guys, Chris here, and this year I'm heading to MWC19, which is the Mobile World Congress, where all the major tech manufacturers will be. This is a focus, of course, on mobile phones, so you're going to have a lot of launches there. We've got Xiaomi's launch, at least in Europe. We know the Mi 9's going to be there. They just launched that in China. We're going to have LG with the G8. Unfortunately, I cannot make their event because it's the same time as Xiaomi's. Then we will have Samsung, Sony, Vivo, Oppo, Huawei. I'm not going to that Huawei event. I did not get an invite to which could be or maybe the P30 Pro that they may be announcing at the event. So my aim of going, of course, I'm paying for it all my own expense, which is a good thing in a way because I have no pressure then to get videos out in a hurry. I've got no stress. I want to go there, check it out, absorb as much tech as I can, and talk to manufacturers. That's really my main goal. Hopefully I can talk to some of the brands and some of the laptop, tablet brands like Lenovo. Hopefully just have a little discussion with them, let them know who I am, and possibly secure some review loan units for future videos here in the channel, of course. So this video, I just wanted to talk about what someone like myself, which is a relatively small YouTube channel, I'm trying to keep things on a budget as well, will take to an event like this. One of the hardest things, if you've ever been to these launch events, to exhibitions halls, is audio. Audio is a massive issue. You've got people all around you. Everyone is shouting. Sometimes you've got loud music that goes off. There are announcements over PA systems. It is an absolute nightmare. So if I do get some coverage out, audio is definitely not going to be the best. But anyway, let's have a look and see what I will be taking along and what is in my bag. So this is my main camera that I use. It is a Sony a6300. It's a few years old now, and I have recorded hours and hours and hours of footage on this thing. It's holding up still, only just though. I had to take it to a camera shop to get the audio jack repaired, and I hope it's not going to play up. So the 3.5mm audio in, this was getting a little bit of static coming through and just sometimes was giving up on recording completely. This camera, I've got a few other lenses for it, but I decided that I'm going to go with the lens that I use most of the time, which is the G lens. This is the one with the aperture of 4 and the 18mm to 105. So it gives me plenty of zoom, lots of flexibility, and you get really nice bokeh as well when you do zoom into something. So it might be good for a few shots. And then the microphone at the top, this is a Rode mic. So all of the mics I use are Rode mics. They're an Australian brand. And this one is called the Video Micro, I think, because of its size and how light it is. And it's just quite a versatile mic. It's got the wind guard on there at the moment, which they call it a dead cat. I don't particularly like that. But it's a very good mic. This is one I always use when I'm behind the camera as well. And then the bag I use is just a low pro standard camera bag there. I've got a couple of spare batteries because the battery life on this camera is not very good. I normally record all the time with it plugged in, and often this thing does overheat. It's the main weakness of this camera. If you're ever in the market, you probably want to get the A6500, which is slightly better. But after recording about 20 minutes non-stop or doing lots of takes, this sometimes overheats, especially in summer. And this is my other camera gear. So I'm normally shooting on a fluid head Manfrotto tripod that is just heavy, it's big, and it's not for events like this. You just can't, I can't lug this all the way up to Barcelona. So instead of that one, I'm going to use this. This is another Manfrotto tripod. It's called the Compact Action. And this one does fit in my bag, and it's a basic tripod, so no fluid head on here. I can't do all those nice panning shots or anything with that, but it doesn't matter at an event anyway. Then I have the Smooth 3 gimbal, so I use this gimbal in conjunction with my Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, because the S9 Plus has face detection autofocus, but it's also dual pixel face detection autofocus, so you don't get that horrible focus hunting all of the time. And what I do like about this one is the good audio quality. Front facing camera as well seems pretty good, so I'll be using that for vlogs, and that would be a little bit of B-roll mainly with that camera. Another backup camera just in case, I have my Measure 4K. This is a Xiaomi one here, so I can put this in the gimbal too. It does fit, and I just have to rebalance it, and it works out well. So it's versatile having the same piece of equipment there that can handle two different cameras. And then for audio, because audio at these events is a massive nightmare, I have this. This is a little portable Sony recorder, and what I like about it is it's very small. The audio quality can record in WAV at a high quality. The best thing too is it's got this. So we've got audio in here, input and output too. So you can monitor the audio if you wanted to. So I use this in conjunction with a lav mic. Now, a lot of people in the comments are probably going to say, well, why don't you use a wireless lav mic? The trouble is they get a lot of interference, and they're also very expensive, some of those setups, if you're going to do dual setups. And if I happen to do any interviews, this can work out. It's got interview modes as well, scene modes that you can go through on there. So you select interviews, and you just hold it up a little bit closer. So then the mic is actually directional. So you can get sound from the sides if you want, and then just up the top. So that helps cut down on some of the side noises that you get. Just like the mic that I'm using at the moment. This mic I'm using is a directional mic, and that's how I cut down on a lot of the echo from the walls in this room here, even though I've got a mattress behind me to help with that. I do have some other mics here. So I've got a Rode mic. Now this Rode mic will work in my Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. I've got an adapter here too, so it will work in my camera. And that then brings me over to the equipment I will be using to edit the videos. Now I've chosen the HP Spectra. This is the 360 model. I love the form factor of this. You can flip it around, you can use it as a tablet, 4K screen, and it does have your Windows Hello face detection unlocking, which works really fast. So that's kind of why I do have this particular model. I'll just show you how fast that works in unlocking. It's pretty good. I mean, I've got the tripod on the camera in the way. It's got the 4K screen, so battery life is terrible. It's rubbish. It's only about 4 or 5 hours, 6 maybe, that I can squeeze out of it. Now, I'm really late with this. I should have put a review up on the channel, but since it was my own bought laptop, I just didn't get around to doing it because I was using it all the time. This is a good laptop in many ways. It's got a 60 watt hour battery. It has the i5 8250U. Performance is fine for editing as long as you're not editing a super long, like 20-minute video or something like that. Then it does grind down to a halt. Thermals are terrible. Fan noise is terrible. And battery life isn't that great. But apart from that, a premium machine. It's got a backlit keyboard, and I use it as a tablet, and often I flip the screen around into that presentation mode, which does make it really quite handy then for just watching videos and things like that when you're traveling, when you're on a train and airplane. So you can see that's how it flips around. It's a nice laptop, but I don't recommend it. Just don't, because the thermal throttling and how hot it gets up to like 90 degrees sometimes editing videos when encoding, and not that fast. But I love the weight of it. It's only 1.29 kilos, so it's very lightweight and very thin for travel. Oh, and a little tip here for HP Spectra 360 owners. To get the best and maximum out of this laptop, I highly recommend undervolting as much as you can on the CPU. That does reduce the thermal throttling, the power limit throttling, and that annoying fan. So the fan, when you're plugged into AC, is constantly on. If you want to help get past and over that and actually turn the damn thing off, then you got this right here. This is notebook fan control, and that's really good. You can put it in auto mode, and once it gets up to 60 degrees, the fan comes off. But once it goes below 60, it will turn itself off. And this is a lifesaver for me for this laptop. Otherwise, I was probably going to sell it because of the really annoying AC fan noise. And then my video editor of choice is Adobe Premiere Pro. It's the latest version subscription. They're always updating it. It sometimes crashes. It does have me ripping out my hair sometimes. But this is why I like the 4K screen, because I've got so much more screen real estate, more space, that when I set the scaling right down to say 200%, I can fit everything in there just so much better than a 1080p screen. But I've got a split screen setup that I use when I edit videos if I'm back in the hotel room. It just makes things easy. And you can see, yeah, the touch support is on that. And it's only powered by this single cable, because the port that's on the HP Spectra 360, it supports Thunderbolt 3, and just the single cable can power the screen and the data and the touch and everything, which is really good, and the video out, of course. I do have a power delivery Type-C charger here. That's the one from HP. So this charges my battery brick here. This one's 99 watt hours. It's from PowerAd. So this I will be using to keep myself powered during the event. It's a little heavy. I think it weighs about 300 grams because of the batteries that are in this. So that can power the HP laptop. When I start to get a little bit low, I can use it to top it up if I don't have a PowerPoint jack anywhere at the event when I'm editing videos. And of course, this will charge my phone too. So I'm pretty much covered there. A little tiny Logitech travel mouse as well that I use. I stick to the keyboard. I don't really like touchpads. And then of course all of this fits into my bag, apart from that 15.6-inch portable touch display. That I will be leaving in the apartment. This bag, I think it's called a Saw Pro. I picked it up in New Zealand. I'm not really too sure what the model is or anything. And then some cheap headphones. These are some Xiaomi HD audios. I do have better Sennheiser ones, but I won't be taking those. I'll just use the cheaper ones. So there we go. That is what I will be taking with me. A lot of stuff to lug around. The overall weight of the backpack is still way too much, and it really annoys me. I hate having to lug around all this stuff with me. I wish I was like other teams, some of the other big YouTube channels, the big media outlets and all that. They have a cameraman. They've got a guy that does their editing for them. So all they need to really do is just show up, talk on camera, or get behind the camera, do the hands-on with the tech. And then the other guys take care of all the rest. I really wish I could be that guy, but hey, maybe one day. So it's going to be really difficult, the coverage there. I don't know what I'm going to do at MWC, because at least I'm not under any pressure to get videos out urgently. Like most guys, you see some people will quickly review the latest gimbal, do a video of it, 3 minutes long, and then you see them go running off to upload it onto YouTube just to try and maximize on their views and their YouTube earnings, their profit there. So I won't be that guy. So I'll try and get some hands-on videos out if I can, but if I'm just reading spec sheets, which I kind of hate doing. So if I'm there looking at the mobile phone and going, yeah, it's got a Snapdragon 855, and just reading off the spec sheets, you can't really tell too much with just quick hands-on like that, then I possibly won't be posting videos like that. I may just do recaps at the end of the day and just go over what I looked at. Yes, I looked at the G8 and this is my thoughts on it. I looked at the S10 that was also there and my thoughts. That will probably be maybe what I'll go towards, but it's gonna be a very long day on my feet all day, so it really depends how I feel there and what I'll be doing. So a little bit more casual this video. You can see the setup. I got a new chair here just to make things look a little bit more comfortable for myself too. This one here is from Nitro Concepts, if anyone's interested. It is the S300. Not a bad chair, a lot better than the wooden thing that I was sitting on before. So I do hope to see you back in the channel with my MWC coverage, or perhaps lack of. I'm making no promises there. But if I do end up posting a lot of MWC videos that you're not interested in, please just ignore them. Don't unsubscribe just for that. Anyway, video's gone on long enough. Hope to see you soon back in the channel.